Okay, thank you for having me. My name is IBOJOH OLUMIDE from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, 500 level. Will I say I was not really told. I just stumbled upon chapel in the sense that I was coming from home the first time in Ikiti, and the person I was supposed to stay with at Oye, no, in Ikole. The person later called me and said, no, I reached out to the person that was coming. The person now said, the accommodation that he planned is no more feasible. So I just said, okay, let me just get to school. At least I'm just coming for medicals. Just do the medicals. If it will mean that I will sleep in the hall during the medicals at least a day or two, and I'll go back home. And people at home didn't didn't let them do that. So that was my plan. So when I got to the hall, I saw a poster, a bit of accommodation, refresher, all the jargons we use. So I said, let me just try this number. So I called the person. The person said yes, that they will accommodate me, they will keep me, they will take me in. I said, okay. I said I should wait for him at the hall. So I said, okay. And the person came, he picked me up, went to the family house. So that was my first contact with COT. That was how I joined the family. It was actually, I would say it is God, because there were so many factors that were negating my staying in chapel. The first one was I was staying quite far from school. Second was their services were long. Back then, I still remember there was a time I discussed with Bro Elijah and Bro Emmanuel. We're saying that the services were long and it was taking too much time and this and that. There was even a particular Sunday before the service ended, I left because it was just getting too long. So, but I attended, the only other fellowship I attended was RCF. I attended another one, maybe close to my house, but there was this unrest I was feeling whenever I'm in another church. So I was asking that, is this where you want me to be? And since God directed me then, I said, okay, and I will stay even if it's a bit difficult for me. So that's how I got to stick with the family. I've taken the role of the music director twice. I've been the decorating unit head once. Those are the two roles I've taken. Yeah, when I first of all came to chapel, I had this mindset that let me just be on my own, let me just do my thing on a low key. I came here for studies. Yes, we know that God factor is very, very important in everything we do. But there was something the Lord said to me. He said, if you fail to integrate yourself with the people, he said you have failed me. So I now started interacting with people. I started relating with people. So during the course of the engagement, I got to see that people have different perspectives to life. I got to see intelligence from different sets of people. It's not as if maybe I kind of like put them down, but I just believe that my own reasoning is enough for me. My own understanding is enough for me. But when you get to listen to different people speak, even people that you don't even expect that they have such content in them, it blesses you. And you hear from them, you hear their ideas, you hear their views, you hear their advices, and you say, I can also apply this to myself. You see them in a certain light before, but you now see them in a couple of months later, you see that they've changed. Something has changed about them. You ask them, they tell you what they are doing. So it helps when you integrate with the people. It blesses you. Personal growth. Yes, it has shaped me a lot when you listen to the sermons that our fathers take, and even our Bible study, our prayer meetings. It has changed me for the better. It has improved my understanding of scriptures. It has made me understand more about the dimension of the Holy Spirit that I have not really been exposed to before. I have been exposed to some dimensions of the Holy Spirit, but some other dimensions that I came to chapel and I met, witnessed was beautiful, and it impacted my life. Yeah, there were times I felt overwhelmed, most especially I would say when I was an exco, for the first time, because of the bulkiness of the responsibilities. 1, my school activity. 2, excoship. 3, my own personal spiritual life, because personal spiritual life also matters, not just that you are just serving the people. So one thing that really helped me was definitely being overwhelmed is an emotion. It's an emotion being overwhelmed. So what I do in most times is that I just go to God in prayers. I commune with Him and I ask Him for help. I ask Him for grace. When I ask Him for help, ask Him for grace, even if I might not feel it immediately. Okay, this is my responsibility. I'm supposed to get up and move and do this. So I get up and move. But one thing I would like to point that really, really helped me, because for a while I would say it was difficult for me to really integrate and flow with people. And part of the reasons were age barriers that it was my own thing, not that anything was wrong with the people. And I would say God helped me a lot. As a human being, even if you are not an ESCO, even if you are just a nominal student, there is something that is very, very important that you must know how to manage, and that is time management. I think we did it in GST. I don't know. I think we did it in GST, one of the GSTs in my time management. You must know how to manage your time. So when one becomes an executive, when I became an executive, I knew that my time has been greatly divided. Sometimes meetings that you didn't plan for will just come up, and the length of the meetings will not be determined. You can't determine the length of the meeting. So the best thing to do is that when you are in a situation where you can't control, when you're in a situation where you can control your time, you maximize it to do those things that are important to you. For example, now if you are in an ESCO meeting, you know that you are supposed to be in the meeting. So even if you have other things to do, sometimes some of those excuses will not be acceptable. So that time will just have to burn. You can't control that time. You can't adjust it. So that time will just elapse like that. But when you have time in which you can control, you maximize it. Like when you are not in the ESCO's meeting, when you are not in classes, when you're at home, your private time. Sometimes some distractions like gisting with friends, going to the football house to watch a match, watching a movie when you know that you're supposed to be reading your books, because you now know that you're an executive and your time is important. Time management. Wow. Like I said earlier, that when you hear different perspectives from different people, because there was something my brother told me back at home, so relating to law. He was saying that truth is relative. So I might be looking at this box now and just seeing, okay, it's a black box, just seeing this view and the top plan. But if I ask bro Daniel to look at the box also from his own angle, he's seeing something different. If I ask bro Honor, he's seeing something different. If I ask Sister Shem, she's seeing something different. So it helps you in the sense that you are not able to see the 360 perspective on an issue, because you are just looking in one direction. But if you have people around you that can also look into that thing, gain advice from them, gain their own perspectives on an issue to help you from making mistakes and to help you grow. Okay, one of the most expressive. There's one that always makes me laugh, and I knew that I would never forget it. It was a sermon that Daddy Barry was taking, and you know when Daddy Barry is teaching now, he's very serious. I miss his sermons. He's very serious. He's always hitting us hard. And all of a sudden, he just broke out into a comic session. And that comic session was, I don't think he planned it, but for me it was so funny. He was mimicking Nebuchadnezzar. That okay, Nebuchadnezzar was a king and he was feeling proud. He was a king and they were warning him that be careful, but he didn't listen. And all of a sudden, he just became an animal, and he just mimicked how the animal would look like that Nebuchadnezzar became. And it was so funny for me, and I knew that memory will never leave my head. He just broke into that comic session and just I don't want to act it out on the screen. It was so funny, and that memory stuck with me. So that's one memorable. That's just one out of many, just to save our time. From the services, from the sermons, from my interaction with brothers and sisters, it's something that is already ongoing. Because, for example, you go to church, they say stop stealing. If you are stealing before, stop stealing. So it doesn't mean that stop it at a later time. We're telling you stop it now. So everything that I've garnered so far from chapel, I've already started applying them. The sermons, the lessons, the subtle lessons I learned from brothers. I've learned something very, very peculiar in chapel, that don't judge a book by its cover. Never judge a book by its cover. Because sometimes you might see someone and unconsciously you might just judge the person. I've done that a lot in chapel, and all of a sudden I just see the person just spring out and blossom and say, wow, so this person had this content in them. So that just tells us about the transformative aspect of chapel itself. Chapel is a lovely place. Chapel is a beautiful place. So all I've learned so far in chapel, I've already started applying them, and going forth from chapel, I will still apply them, because I don't think they will ever grow stale. I don't think they will ever become obsolete. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. They won't become obsolete, because they are life-line principles that would help you become a better person as you go on in life. I'll miss the love, I'll miss the togetherness. I've thought about this so much, because I've looked at it that it will be hard for us to have that kind of setting again. So I will miss the love, I will miss the togetherness, I will miss the comic aspect of some of our brothers, I'll miss the seriousness of some of our brothers. I'll miss a lot about chapel, especially the togetherness, love.